Pickle's good.
Right.
What are y'all doing?
Oh crap, we're supposed to be doing a video. Well, we have a special guest today. The famous, the one and only. What is your name again?
Yeah, we went over it. Yeah, right here.
Oh yeah,
Farmer.
C Farmer. All right. Pickle?
I'll take a pickle.
All right.
I
Got
didn't
the
even
all.
get offered a pickle, but that's okay.
You want pickle?
No.
All right. Today, we're pulling the Autel back out, y'all. I said I was going to do a part 2 on the video of me ripping out the dash. So, it will fit. But the thing about it is, what I'm understanding is this. I can plug this in, and the plug will fit. But, will it do what it's supposed to do? That is the whole thing. Sorry about that. My wife's having a coughing attack. I don't know. But anyway, what we're going to do is plug this up. Now, I'm going to hand it over to C Farmer, and I'm going to close the door so we don't get no dinging. So, the thing I'm worried about, and what I'm understanding when I've called and talked to a lot of people about this, and that's why I have the cable. I ordered a cable. And that's why I had to go through and tear all this crap apart to be able to. But, because if you plug this in, what I'm understanding, it's not picking up or where you can do anything. So, let's find out for sure on the safe side. Let me plug this thing up. And, well, let me get out and plug it up, because I can't find it. Alrighty, right in there. See, it does fit. So, I'm gonna turn this on to run. The beeping y'all hear, and I'm gonna let C Farmer do the work on it, because he is more experienced with the Autel than I am. I get on there and I can figure out what I need to get done, but as far as showing you and everything and all that good stuff, I have to get on there and play with it.
Now, what I ran into with my Autel, there was a gentleman in Indiana one night, and he was hung. He was stuck. He needed a forced regen. We plugged in under the dash and went to service, and then went to DPF SCR, and on my truck, it will let me go in here and pick out, let me find Dodge. It'll let me go in here and pick out, so I didn't get the plate out of the way there. Pick out what I'm going to do, and then it'll also give me the option to do the forced regen. I'm going to hit read, the VIN number will come up.
There's C Farmer's car.
Nasty. Then it's reading the VIN information, and then once that goes away and the VIN and everything's gone, it'll say the registration authorization has expired. Would you like to retry? Uh-oh. And right here it comes up. An important note. For this model, please use Chrysler. I can't read with the glare on it.
Yeah.
Dedicated diagnostics connector, otherwise you will not be able to perform all functions such as clearing codes, code clearing, motion testing, etc. Please consult your local dealer for the purchase of this diagnostic connector. That's the connector that he had to take apart and plug into the dash.
Yes.
So you can get in here and read codes and different little things like that through the OBD2 port, but in order to actually clear codes, do the regen and all that stuff, you have to do what he did in the other video and pull all this. Has got to come out. Unplug the two plugs from the box, plug those 2 plugs into the connector, and then turn around and plug your Bluetooth adapter into those 2 wires, which is a lot. In my personal opinion, my truck, you can still go in through the OBD2 port, but they have these new trucks locked down so tight they can't stand it that someone else is able to do their own diagnostics work, and that you don't have to bring your truck to the dealer anymore, so they're making it as complicated as possible. I am pretty positive if you take the truck to the dealer, the tool that they have that they plug in through the OBD2 port will read it, and they don't have to do all this. I would hope so anyway.
They will, because I called down there in Miami, talked to one of the main guys down there about this, and the tool that they have, they can bypass. You know, it gives them permission because they have a certain website with Dodge that you can get on, and I can't get one of them tools.
Right. That dealership has to pay a very expensive subscription. Subscription to get that done, and then they also have to connect to Dodge's website to be able to get that done. You know, that's another thing that frustrates me. I was working on a 2011 Buick Lucerne, and I was going to do something as simple as change out a window switch. That's all I wanted to do, and I found out real fast that you had to take that 2011 model vehicle. There's a lot of parts I can change, but to get the window, the main window switch on the driver's side working, I had to take it to the dealer and actually have the dealer program it. They had to plug into the car, connect to GM's website, and they had to write the program. It's what I was told. I don't know for sure, but what they told me at the dealership is GM had to write the program for the window switch. And that's ridiculous that we can't even program our own window switches anymore.
I know it. Boy, I do miss the old ways.
Absolutely.
Well,
And
let's hit the...
There is a little small video on here, and this is for an older Dodge that comes on the Autel to show you the cable that you gotta have. It doesn't have any audio to it that I can tell, but it shows how to go in under the dash on the older ones. The one between this one and where you can plug straight in. Well, I guess it'd be a 20.
It may be, but I looked underneath there, and it was very hard. I could get my hand on that black box, but I think what it done is that black box, when you unhook it from there, and whenever you unhook and go in behind here, that black box from here, it goes down to the port. And what I'm thinking it's doing is when we disconnect from there and using it, that black box is cutting off where you cannot use stuff like that.
Basically blocking.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
that is ridiculous, but that's the new stuff that we have to deal with nowadays. Now, as far as like, we're gonna hit diagnostics.
Trying to get the...
Well, we gotta cancel. We go no, cancel, and have to completely back out of this and go to the home. And I figured the little connector over there would start beeping. It will. There it is, and then you gotta clear that out. Then we're gonna go home, and we're gonna do diagnostic. And just the little check engine light there, that's normally all I go to just check and clear a code. Truck shouldn't have any codes on it, and it's not gonna ask for the VIN number going this way. The only time it asks for the VIN number is whenever you click on the specific and see it showing, well, it was showing that it was the correct truck and all that. Then you come up here to the DTC and establishing vehicle communication, no fault code. So you can read the code, but if there was a code and you try to clear, okay, maybe it is going to let me delete the code, but I do know that it won't let you do the regen and all that stuff. I knew that you could read codes. I didn't know for sure if it'd let me clear them, and if there was a code active, I don't know if it would or not either. But
Right.
But without that cable that plugs in behind the dash, you're very limited on what you can do with the Autel, especially, and I'm assuming a large amount of your affordable scan tools like this.
Couldn't do a whole lot in there because my subscription for the Autel is out. I guess it just went out because I just done a video reprogramming some key fobs, and that video, y'all probably have already seen that video. It's probably already come out, or it'll be out Friday. But that's one thing about the Autel is you have to pay whenever you buy it. This kind of Autel, the first year is for free. So I guess my freeness just went out. So I've got a lot of updates and stuff to do. So what I'm fixing to have to do is go in there, and I'm gonna use my sandwich maker's credit card. Don't tell her, oh. And I'm gonna renew it, and then that way I can do all my updates. And so I'm thinking you might be able to do some stuff without the updates, but I don't know. It wouldn't let me get in there to do a lot. Am I missing anything on that?
So far, what I've tried to do, I can read and clear codes, and on my truck, I can still do the regen. Anything that it seems like I've used before in the past is still good, but when I try to do something new, it pops back and says that I need to pay the subscription.
So, like I said before, if you're going to get an Autel or any kind of scan tool, and yes, it sucks to rip the dash apart like that, but you're going to need one of these. This right here is a for the Chrysler 12 plus 8. So I left it in the other description. I will put it down in the description along with the Autel. If you're looking for a scan tool, you don't have to have the Autel. The Autel is nice, but I would get some kind of scan tool. And yes, if you got a Dodge, I would go ahead and get the cable too, or you're not gonna have access to do everything that you want to be able to do. Because I was gonna get in there, and you know how your speed limit is cut back to whatever, 106, 105, whatever, 104 your truck cuts off. Well, I'm thinking I can get in there and I can, you know, disable that. Not 100% sure, but, and do I run my truck that hard? No. It's just the point that if I paid $74,000 for a truck, and it don't matter if I paid $5 for a truck, if I should have access to everything I want. That's the way I feel. I don't like being cut because I paid the money for the truck. They're going to tell me how fast it can go.
Right. And that's about the same way I feel about it. And another thing I wanted to kind of throw in there is like the cables. I know that can be discouraging. You're going to buy a new truck and you think, man, what? Especially if you're like us and like to do a lot of stuff yourself. You know, you think, man, now I got to go buy cable and tear half the dash apart. That's the world we're coming to. You can't buy a Ford or a Chevrolet and get away from that much longer. I mean, they may not be doing it right now. My 2018, you don't have to have all that stuff. But
Right.
I have plugged mine into a 2021 Chevrolet, I believe it was, and it still had some functionality, but we didn't try to go very deep. We didn't try to force a reach in or any of that stuff with this, but that's what we're coming to. I mean, if you go and buy new vehicles, eventually we're all going to be funneled back to the dealer to get our work done because they're locking all this stuff out.
Yeah.
Or we're going to have to pay super expensive subscriptions to devices that we're only going to need once a year, twice a year, instead of going to a shop where they do it all day, every day, and they can afford to pay that higher subscription. But at the end of the day, it's taking money out of everybody's pocket.
It is. And all they're trying to do is push the electric. So just think right now that we can still get the cables and have access, because it ain't going to be too much longer, and they're going to have plugs sitting inside the trucks, and you're going to be able to plug them up, hook a camper up, run 75 miles, and then stop and wait 2 hours for it to charge again. That's where the world's coming to. It's wanting to get bigger and bigger, greater and greater.
That's right. They want us on subscription service. You're either going to be paying I mean, we pay gas now. We pay fuel tax, road tax, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But eventually, we're going to have to pay for every bit of diagnostics, every bit of repairs. Yeah. And also, I don't think the electric's going to be a lot cheaper than paying for gas. And from what I've seen so far, it's not going to be as cheap. And then later on down the road, after they get it implemented, there will be a tax put on it. They're not going to lose the fuel tax money, I don't think.
Right. And if you were made it this far in the video and you're wanting to know about the Autel and how much it costs to renew it, it's $150.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at too on mine.
So.
For the year?
Yes.
Yep, $150 a year. Anything else you want to add?
Everything we're going to do nowadays, if it's going to have anything to do with electronics, which everything does, I'm surprised my daggone cigarette lighter is not electronic with a subscription on it. So,
right.
You know, everything's going to have a subscription, seems like. So, I believe that's about it.
All right. Well, I want to thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for subscribing. Thank y'all for all the thumbs up. and all the comments. Really do appreciate them. And I want to thank C Farmer for coming over here and jumping in this video. Y'all give him a big shout out and go check out his videos. And y'all be careful, y'all be safe. See y'all on the next one.